Denver and Kansas City off to a flying start, while the Oakland Raiders and San Diego Chargers are sailing in dire straits. And when you're the most valuable player in the league a year ago and your team doesn't win, Rich Gannon, you take the heat.
Well, he's the focal point for this Raider offense, which just isn't getting it done here in the first 3 games. Keep in mind, they led the league last year in yardage, second in points. And yeah, there's frustration everywhere with this Raider offense. I think one way to get out of it, give the ball to Charlie Garner. Let him make something happen.
And for the Chargers, they've lost 7 in a row going back to a season ago. And look at how their offensive starting lineup has been decimated. Oh, my.
Well, we've been in this business a long time. I can't recall having said those are the top 3 wide receivers, the top 2 tight ends, and the right side of their offensive line all out. So Marty Schottenheimer yesterday, how many different ways can we get the ball to LaDainian Tomlinson, who had nearly 17 rushing a year ago?
And there's some sideline drama as well, and for that, let's go down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Dick, when the Raiders came onto the field, it was Barrett Robbins leading the way. For the first time since his mysterious disappearance in the Super Bowl, he is back starting at center for the Raiders. He said it's been a whirlwind since that time. He's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, battled alcoholism and a knee injury, and repaired his family life both at home and in the locker room. I saw him a few minutes ago, a huge grin on his face. He said, "This is a dream come true." And I heard the Raider fans screaming at me from the black hole. They said, "Welcome back, Barrett. Welcome home."
A very troublesome time for Robbins in the Super Bowl, and with that defeat, he took a lot of the blame. As you look at this long-standing series history that goes back to 1960 in the old AFL days, and the Chargers reminding all as they struggle to pick up a victory that they did win here a year ago in overtime. Remember, of the Chargers will kick it off. He has not been active this year, but Marty Schottenheimer trying to get some increased depth on the kickoffs and pin an opponent deeper. Justin Fargas, rookie from Southern California, comes up to the 12-yard line to field it, and then is knocked down at about the 22-23-yard line by Drayton Florence. Rich Gannon, last year's NFL MVP, says he's ready to gear up against that young Charger secondary. And Pro Bowl center Barrett Robbins, first start since that Super Bowl disaster. He's a Pro Bowler. And Chargers coach Marty Schottenheimer calls Charlie Garner the Raiders' most dangerous offensive player. He can run it and he can catch it. Highly competitive. Gannon, an NFL record. 10 times he threw for 300 yards or more last year. None in the first 3 games this season. And both Charger games he was well over 300. Garner gets the call for a couple against the San Diego defense. It lines up in this way. Up loquacious defensive end Marcellus Wiley's sack total is silent so far, none in the first 3 games. Donnie Edwards replaces Junior Seau as the team's linebacker leader, and Quentin Jammer is a budding star in his second season. A very young set of cornerbacks for Marty Schottenheimer. Second down and 8. Gannon's first throw. And wide open is Doug Jolly, the tight end, and Jolly wrestled down on the infield dirt. Has a first down at the 33. Moreno in on the tackle.
Tackle made by Zeke Moreno.
Rich Gannon in his 16th season.
Now you can take a look at what he did last year there on the left, and this year the lack of production. He hasn't thrown any interceptions. That's the good news. And what we saw on that last play, vintage Rich Gannon, so adept on the move, getting outside the pocket, maintaining composure, and finding someone open. That's what he did last year. Well, it's hard to imagine he's not going to do it again this year.
Tyrone Wheatley, play action fake. Gannon down the sidelines, complete to Tim Brown. His momentum takes him out of bounds at the Charger 45. And Brown has been a quiet man. Had only 1 catch against Cincinnati and only 1 catch at Denver Monday night.
Well, this is the pattern that Tim Brown runs so well. Just crossing. He breaks underneath Jerry Rice, running a crossing pattern, and a beautiful throw by Gannon. And you're right, his mobility just couldn't keep him from going out of bounds. There's Barrett Robbins, number 63, between Mo Collins, Sims, Middleton, everybody in there in the middle of the line. He's back home. And when you've had problems like Barrett Robbins has had, I'm sure there's not a place he'd rather be right now than out on that field playing some football.
Give us to Wheatley. Tyrone Wheatley for 93 to the 42-yard line. Up from the secondary, Adrian Dingle, helped by Kwame Lassiter. Going back to Tim Brown's catch, Brown has caught a ball in every game he's played going back to October of '93. 151 consecutive games with a reception for the former Heisman winner from Notre Dame. Boy, what talent on the outside in Rice and Brown. It just boggles your mind, their reception totals in 2 Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah, I've got something to add to that after this play, but Jerry Rice.
2nd and 7. Gannon, lots of time, scrambles, and goes down at the 36-yard line, a yard short of a first down. Donnie Edwards was the closest Charger.
The question was, well, what's the best receiving duo in the league? And you'd say Jerry Rice and whoever the other guy is. But in this situation, as we watch Rich Gannon scramble, it really is something when you've got Jerry Rice and Hall of Famer. Well, these two are going to be Hall of Famers, no doubt.
3rd and 1. This has been a trouble spot for the Raiders. 3rd down, and they're not going to run it. They're going to throw long for Rice, and it's broken up at the last moment by rookie Sammy Davis, the Chargers' #1 draft pick out of Texas A&M.
Sammy Davis he's working over there. He's number 22, the rookie, going against Jerry Rice. We said, what are you going to say to him during the game? And he said, I'm not going to say a word, but
yard. They're going to go for it 4th and 1. And it's another play action, and Gannon throws long, and it's open to Brown for a touchdown. If it counts, a flag is down, but I believe against the Chargers secondary.
I think they tried to hold Tim Brown and still couldn't keep him from catching the touchdown pass.
Touchdown Oakland as Jammer trying to hold up Brown deep downfield, but 6 points anyway. Our referee is Peter Morelli today.
Holding. Defense. The penalty is declined. Score is good.
I get the impression that going for it like that on 4th down is a direct result of Bill Callahan, the Raiders coach, thinking there's no way the Chargers can move the ball offensively today. That's the kind of decision that you make when you think you are clearly superior to the other team.
Sebastian Janikowski adds the extra point. Tim Brown with 99th touchdown catch as an Oakland Raider. 7-0. 78 yards in 7 plays. The touchdown pass 36 yards. Janikowski's kick comes down to Leon Johnson, the former Jet, picked up by the Chargers. He gets outside and then trips and falls at the 30-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Whole lot going on here, Dick. First of all, Rich Gannon gets a good look downfield before the pass rush. This is Quentin Jammer, 23, running from Tim Brown. He just falls down. He just catches his one foot on the other and falls down. The hold was back here on Doug Jolly by Kwame Lassiter. The Chargers did a whole lot wrong on that one play. No pass rush, a falling down corner, and a hold on the tight end. Result, a Raider touchdown.
Now the Chargers' first possession begins at the 29. And it's a reverse to Eric Parker. And Parker close to a first down on his first carry. Chargers hope to upset. They get a first down on the reverse to Parker. LaDainian Tomlinson breaks into the secondary and has 11 yards on his first carry out to the 50-yard line. 3-time Pro Bowler Dana Stubblefield will be jamming the run. Second-year middle linebacker Napoleon Harris keying on Tomlinson as well. And veteran Rod Woodson will be eyeing Breeze, looking for his 70th career interception. Marty Schottenheimer, second year with San Diego. He's had only one losing season in 17 years in the NFL as head coach.
You saw Marty over there talking to his secondary, saying, guys, this can't be a pattern now. You can't let guys run loose back there the way they did on that first series. Quentin Jammer right there, the second-year guy, their #1 pick of a year ago. Talk about young. You got a second-year guy on one corner, a rookie on the other.
And then the back comes in, Drayton Florence. He's a rookie. Bill Callahan, who took the Raiders all the way to the Super Bowl in his first year as the headmaster, his first year ever as a head coach in either college or NFL. 2nd and 6. Tomlinson finds a small hole, squirts through to the 40, and that'll be very close to a first down. With the lunge, it appeared he made it in the grasp of Napoleon Harris and Eric Barton, the two leading tacklers on that Raider defense. It is a first down. Last year, 11-21 win over the Raiders. That's Dondre Gilliam, just activated, number 10, and Tomlinson breaking into the secondary, and another first down to the 25-yard line. And thus far, that reworked offensive front opening some holes.
Well, you know that San Diego, as shorthanded as they are, you know they're going to play with ferocity. That's the way a huge underdog plays. The question mark was going to be, is the Raider defense going to be able to play with spirit and focus? We look at Rod Woodson being worked on, knowing they're playing against such a hamstrung team as this San Diego offense. And I think right now maybe they're a little taken back by how San Diego's able to move the ball.
Give us inside to Lorenzo Neal, one of his rare carries. He's carried the ball only 4 times all season. He's there to block for Tomlinson, but
Tomlinson, the ball more than he's going to touch it today would be to let him play quarterback, where he would touch it on every play.
Justin Peel, the tight end in motion, and Brees' first pass is to Tomlinson.
Oh, what a shot.
And he is twisted out of bounds by Terran Shaw, another ex-Charger.
Whether he'll be the player he used to be.
3rd down. And a long 6. The throwback to Brees, and he's at the 10. He dives for the pylon. Did he make it?
Yes.
Touchdown. Tomlinson, and he isn't the quarterback, but he just threw that pass to Drew Brees, and a gadget play works for Schottenheimer and the Chargers.
This is not a legal play if Brees is under center, but because he's in shotgun formation, he's an eligible receiver. And he takes it out of the shotgun and catches the Raider defense completely by surprise.
21-yard touchdown. And it's tied at 7 as the Chargers go 71 yards in 8 plays. Tomlinson, the thrower. Brees, the receiver. It's even at 7. A roaring start. Both teams drive convincingly. 78 yards to score for the Raiders, and the Chargers answer with a 71-yard effort. Justin Fargas from the 4. Hit hard and down at the 19 to 20-yard line. Terrence, first touchdown in the first quarter for San Diego this year.
And I'm reminded when you see an underdog start a game off like that, it's the old saying, you know, they get paid to play too.
Let's go back to that play.
Why don't we take a look at that? Here we are, Drew Brees back here in the shotgun. Here's Tomlinson. And the ball might have been at the 1-inch line when Drew's knee touched down by contact, but he was awarded the touchdown.
2nd and 10, and the give is inside to Garner, and he gets 3 into the teeth of the Charger defense. And Wiley in on the tackle. Look for Tim Brown here on 3rd down after, as we said, slow starts. 1 catch in each of the last 2 games, 1 against the Bengals and 1 on Monday night. A little different story today.
Yeah, no kidding. Already a pair of catches, including 1 touchdown on that beautiful throw from Rich Gannon. Yeah, Tim Brown, like all the offensive guys, frustrated that they've struggled in these first 3 games. They're not used to not being able to move the football against anybody.
Look how they've left the defense open in the middle. They try to attack Garner. He throws incomplete for Brown. Indeed, that was his target. And the Raiders unable to convert on 3rd down after being the best in the NFL a year ago on 3rd down conversions, 45%. The Chargers feel this talented young free agent is about to break one on a punt return. He's very quick and won't get a chance here as Shane Leckler scuffs it. Here is the league's top punter coming into this game with a huge average over 52 a punt, but this one skids 23 yards, and the Chargers have it in Raider territory. At Life Blimp, Snoopy 2 cruising the skies over Oakland to bring you this coverage. Blimp typically cruises at a speed of 35 miles an hour, altitude of 1,200 feet. You look at the infield layout, it'll be the Oakland A's, Boston Red Sox. Their playoff series begins Wednesday. From the 46-yard line, Chargers, LaDainian Tomlinson, and a flag down as Tomlinson had a first down, but flags indicate that one's going to be brought back. Terrence Shaw finally made the defensive play. Tomlinson, when we talked to him yesterday, has said to these young linemen, you know, don't worry if you don't get the right man. Just hit somebody.
Holding. Number 84. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still, first down.
Well, that call on Justin Peel, the tight end, and I'd say that was a pretty good hold as he just grabs the jersey of Travion Smith and snags him at the point of attack. That's why they got around the corner.
I'm glad you mentioned Travion Smith, because Bill Romanowski, his long streak of starting every game, high school, college, and NFL, ends today. A concussion suffered Monday night. Travion playing for him. Caught in the backfield, and he was reading Tomlinson all the way. Eric Barton, who leads the Raiders, 25 tackles coming in. Two brothers, one kid, no grown-ups. Newsweek has called Charger offense and most of the Raider defense working on that infield dirt. Not easy. Fake to Tomlinson. Breeze throws down the middle, complete to his tight end Peel, and he takes it to the 44, where it'll be 3rd down and 8. Napoleon Harris, in his second year from Northwestern, made the tackle.
You talked about Bill Romanowski. There he is on the Raiders sideline. He got a concussion, sustained a concussion the first game of the season, and then came back and played, and then last week had another problem. And you wonder at his age, at 37, 16 years in the league, a dangerous precedent to get concussions that close together. It's got to be a concern for him.
It's such a remarkable record from Vernon High School in Connecticut through his years at Boston College, 16 years NFL, never missed a single game till today.
That's having played the game, I find that to be just incredible.
On 3rd and 8, Breeze throws incomplete. Eric Parker, the intended receiver.
Your faces running around in the Raiders secondary. Did you ever talk to a guy, though, more upbeat than he was yesterday?
You would have thought the Chargers were Super Bowl champions, 3-0. Bennett hits one of those. Hope it'll bounce backwards, but he didn't get any depth at all on it. So a 21-yard punt, and the gift is back to the Raiders. Half pack there at the half dozen. Cast your vote at NFL.com.
That is what they call a deep talent pool.
First down for Gannon at the 25. To the sideline to his tight end, Jolly. And the second-year man from BYU has a substantial 5-yard gain, first down.
Marty Schottenheimer telling us, I think they're going to get the ball to Charlie Garner. And the other guy in their offense I love is Doug Jolly, number 88. Just a second-year guy, but Marty Schottenheimer said this guy runs great routes, good hands, tough guy, and pretty flattering for Mr. Jolly to have caught the attention of Marty Schottenheimer to that degree.
Good genes. His dad played in the league for 7 years. Caught from behind is Justin Fargas, the rookie, and Jamal Williams with good penetration from his defensive tackle spot. Man who collects comic books, has over 2,500 of them to amuse himself, Jamal Williams. And he learned to find humor in life. His mother, juvenile corrections officer in Louisville, so he minded his manners. Third down and 6. That crossing route, but not enough for a first down, as Drayton Florence had Jerry Rice well in check.
Well, if you practice anything when you get ready to play the Raiders, you practice jumping these crossing routes because they're so shallow. This is only about a 4-yard pattern by Jerry Rice, and you Hope he can get his shoulders squared upfield, and the San Diego defense that time did not give him the opportunity to do so. Excellent work there by Florence. You got to get him before he turns upfield.
Leckler drives this one. Eric Parker trying to chase it down at the sidelines. Flag down. He must have gone out of bounds and came back in play as the flag thrown right where Parker stepped toward the sidelines. Ronald Curry, former basketball and football star at North Carolina, made the tackle.
That's almost a perfect punt by Leckler. When you pin the guy on the sideline, you take him out of whatever return they have.
During the return, holding number 32 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, Kevin House just in front of Kerr picks up the hold.
This is the life as a gunner. Nobody, trust me, nobody signs up for this duty.
The black hole just behind Breeze. Tomlinson finds some room. Squirts out to the 28-yard line and close to 10 yards on the play. Rod Coleman caught him around the ankles.
Boy, they are finding a lot of success right in the middle of this Raider defense. They're going right between the tackles. And look at Tomlinson as he cuts back upfield. A huge hole. Boy, this is a banged up line, but credit Garmin and Ball, McIntosh, Howland, and Bogle. Don't tell these guys they're to lose. Not to where they started out.
Tomlinson with 46 yards in this opening quarter. First down play. Breeze goes long, has a man, Parker, and overshoots him. And that has been the fate of this Breeze-led Charger offense in the first 3 games of the season. Men getting open, overthrown, or when the ball is there, some critical drops.
No, that's all on Drew Brees. Parker is wide open. If Drew Brees throws this ball anywhere close to where he should have, Parker can make an adjustment on it. But instead he throws it way over. If he just comes it more towards us over here, throws it more laterally, then Parker could really make an adjustment on it.
Kasim Osgood and Grant Matos, 2 free agents now at wide receiver. Tomlinson is crunched at the 30 after a gain of 1, and let's go down to B squared.
Well, Dick, LaDainian Tomlinson's making a habit of reaching milestones. The goods are coming.
That's for sure, Bonnie. He is the marked man on the offense as the Raiders go after him. There is the shovel to Tomlinson, but Eric Barton said only a few yards, not enough for a first down, as he makes the stop at the 35-yard line. Final seconds tick away here in the opening quarter, and a very interesting 15 minutes it has been. End of 1. San Diego 7, Oakland 7. We'll return to Network Associates Coliseum after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Chargers in punt formation. Darren Bennett, 44-yard career average, 4th best in NFL history, and dangerous Philip Buchanan at the other end. Buchanan waves this one off, takes a big bounce for the Chargers, and they say it may have touched a Raider. If it does, it's only a muff. They can't run it in.
They're going to rule it down, but who's going to have possession here? We're going to have a little confab here, I think.
The Chargers are saying it touched Anthony Dorsett, one of the up backs.
Well, I'm sure that's what they're saying.
Up on the knee.
These are the. Let's see what old Mr. Peter Morelli has to say here.
During the kick, the ball was touched by a member of the receiving team, recovered by San Diego. It is San Diego's ball. First down.
Well, the Chargers with a big at the 18-yard line.
That's Philip Buchanan. He's trying to wave everybody off, get away from the ball. And is that where they're saying it was touched by Buchanan? Because if so, Dorsett's in there as well. But it knocked. Oh, it hit the foot. It hit Dorsett before it ever got back towards Buchanan. It hit Anthony Dorsett first.
Jesse Chapman recovered for the Chargers. LaDainian Tomlinson burrowing down to the 15-yard line. Napoleon Harris with the stop. Tied at 7 early here in the second quarter. in Oakland, California. The Raiders 1-2 and embarrassed Monday night in Denver. And the Chargers 0-3, but you tack on the 4 straight losses at the end of last season, and they're trying to snap a 7-game losing skein.
Right now, the Raiders are thinking, didn't somebody tell the Chargers they're supposed to lose this game?
With a team that half the offense is on the sidelines with injuries. Second down, Breeze. Almost intercepted by Charles Woodson. Tomlinson, the intended receiver. Flag is down. Drew Brees, as he threw the ball, took a hit. Rod Coleman. The penalty flag is in the Charger backfield.
Well, it was right there where Coleman pushed him.
Roughing the passer. Defense. After this to the ball, automatic first down.
Wow.
Some of the fans saying you can play two-hand tag and hit a guy harder than that.
They're going to say this was unnecessary. I mean, no question that Rod Coleman pushed him down.
Got him up around the face.
Does that qualify as roughing the passer? Rod Coleman saw the ball. In Peter Morelli's judgment, that was an unnecessary move to push the quarterback to the ground, especially up around that neck area.
First and goal for the Chargers. Tomlinson had no hole there. A little stutter step looking for something. Chargers have scored only 1 touchdown in 7 red zone trips this season. Here are the penalty yards, and Buccaneers and Raiders, the 2 Super Bowl teams, lead the league early.
And it's, again, teams that struggle, and the Buccaneers have lost 1. It's something so frustrating to Bill Callahan, and that's a perfect example right there. That was something completely unnecessary. Had nothing, unrelated to the play.
Breeze and the Chargers with a chance for the lead. Second and goal. Fake to Tomlinson. Breeze. Back to the end zone. Touchdown to Justin Peele, the tight end from Oregon. And San Diego takes the lead. It is Peele's first score of the season.
And right now the Raiders are stunned. Excellent mobility by Drew Brees, stopping and then throwing the ball back with tremendous accuracy up and away so that only Justin Peele had a chance to catch that ball. That was some slick work by Drew Brees.
And in fact, it's his first ever touchdown. Peele in his second season. Extra point by Christie. And the crowd in Oakland stunned. The Chargers have taken the lead 14-7. And Peele, he was one of the many fine receivers Joey Harrington had with the Oregon Ducks the last few years. A 4-time academic all Pac-10 player as well. His first NFL touchdown. And Drew Brees and the Chargers, who had only 13 points in the first half all year, have 14 today. Here's Fargas. Brought down at the 25, and with it 2 flags fly. Terrence Keel, another tackle, and just for him to be on the field to play is quite a story in itself. Keel, the young man who was shot 3 times on the 4th of July and had abdominal surgery to remove a bullet, also a leg.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 89 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Let's go back and look at that touchdown, and we'll take a good look at it from behind. Here's Peele. He's going to fall and get lost right in here and then come across. After the play action, here comes Brees around the corner. Watch Peele. He stumbles a little bit, goes down. The Raiders defense loses him, but Drew Brees, after running to his left, look at the pinpoint accuracy as he puts that ball where only Peele can go up and get it. Running to your left for a right-handed quarterback, stopping, planning, keeping your shoulders square, and throwing an accurate football is tough to do.
After the penalty on Ronald Curry on the kickoff, Gannon starts inside his 10 and a drop. Charlie, he won't miss many of those. Well, a reminder, folks, college football action next Saturday. Tim Brando and second down from the 7-yard line for Gannon. Garner behind him. Charlie, the tight end, in motion. Gannon from his own end zone, a screen to Garner. And he breaks one tackle and skips out of bounds, close to a first down across the 11. Drayton Florence pushed him out of bounds.
As you can see, the Raiders have been outgained by all three of their opponents so far this season. And at the bottom, look at that. Last year, it only happened 3 times during the course of the entire 2002 season. And what's happening today? Well, it's early. We got a long way to go, but they're in a trailing position now.
And here's another third and a short 2. Zach Crockett is the fullback with Garner. And it's Crockett trying to bull his way for that short 2. Kwame Lassiter, the former Cardinal, acquired as a free agent by the Chargers this year at strong safety, in to make the play. And Marty Schottenheimer told us yesterday, he said, you know, it is not as good a team as we had last year, but I have more talent. He really put it on his shoulders. He said, I've got more talent on this team this year than I had a year ago. They're going to mature.
And he showed optimism after them getting beat last week and saying, I lost, but we played better, and I still have faith in this team. I still have confidence in this football team. It wasn't received all that well in San Diego, but Marty stuck to his guns.
Crockett made the first down. Gannon, lots of time, throws, almost intercepted, and then it's complete to Crockett. Quentin Jammer diving in front, appeared that he had a shot at the interception, but the ball got through to Crockett, and a first down out to the 30.
Well, you think of Zach Crockett, think of the guy that hammers it in on short yardage from the goal line, and here he's being used as a receiver. And again, Rich Gannon looks and looks and looks, can't find a single person downfield, and that was close. Again, Quentin Jammer having a busy afternoon so far, not being very productive, but being busy.
Gannon throwing on first down. Sidearms it out, incomplete. Intended for O.J. Santiago. Santiago's first chance. He's looking for his initial catch of the season.
Ooh, Rich Gannon's blood pressure has got to be going up a little bit here. That's twice he's gone out to the right flat. Charlie Garner dropped one that was right on his hands. That time Santiago dropped one right on his hands. Rich has been known to boil over.
And did this week,
yes.
In fact.
That's at Mark Trestman, the offensive coordinator.
On Monday night, and then with the press during the week.
You guys better start catching things or we're going to see it again.
Toss to Tyrone Wheatley with good blocking in front. And finally pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 4 yards short of a first down. Well, let's go back to Monday night. Late in the third quarter, Gannon gave an earful to offensive coordinator Mark Trestman. He's immensely competitive. Marty Schottenheimer confirmed that. He played for Schottenheimer 4 years in Kansas City. Throughout his career, he's exploded at teammates and coaches, but it's behavior accepted. Understanding Gannon's fiery passion for excellence.
Well, show me a guy that doesn't care when you're getting your butt beat off, and I don't want him on my team. I'll take that any day.
Amen. 3rd and 4. They pick up the blitz, and down the middle, wide open is Brown. And he's to the San Diego 32, and a flag may tack on some more yards.
Sammy Davis was standing, I think fell on his leg towards the end of that play. That's the rookie corner.
After the play, personal foul.
You're on there, Peter.
After the play, personal foul, number 87 on the offense. 15-yard penalty, still first down.
Al, a wide receiver, sprinting downfield to block, but perhaps hit somebody after the play. Let's check it.
All right, this first of all, we've got the completion after that slick little fake there by Tim Brown. Where does Whitted comes in and actually drops Sammy Davis. Here he is, number 87. Ooh, that's a how soon? They're going to say that came after the play. That is really borderline. It was a leap.
Wild seems appropriate in some ways.
Sammy Davis just heard the call of the Wild from Elvis Whitted.
Gannon on first down. Again, nothing but time. And throws complete to Jerry Rice, who just patiently established his spot along the sidelines and waited for Gannon to find him.
Well, Gannon's mobility. Mobility comes in lots of shapes and sizes. How about that? There's nothing extravagant about running around and getting outside. All he did, he moved right, he moved left, he bought himself a couple of seconds. Just time for guys to get open. And look at that. Caught in no man's land out there is Florence. He's with Jerry Rice, but then he decides to go to Charlie Garner. Either way, whichever way he went, it wouldn't have made a difference. Rich Gannon would have thrown it to the other guy.
And first down, play action, and Gannon just does get it away, and it is almost intercepted, but a flag down as Jammer went up with Ronald Curry for the ball. And now they're just going to call it incomplete. I think the way they're acting is going to pick up the flag.
Well, the flag is still there.
Marcellus Wiley was pressuring Gannon again.
Pass interference. Number 23 in the defense. Automatic. First down.
Now, two of the officials came out of the pile emphatically saying incomplete.
Well, here, look at the top of your screen. There goes Curry breaking on Jammer, runs the post pattern. And even though he got both hands on the ball, I think they're saying he shoved him from behind. There is very little contact there between Quentin Jammer and Curry. The only thing the back judge could have ruled was that there was some shove from behind that certainly didn't show up there. That didn't look like a whole lot.
Some tight calls going both ways. First and goal. Wheatley stacked up as he hits the 5-yard line. Zeke Moreno, the middle linebacker, leading the charge.
You know, you hate to try to think what the back judge saw, but initially it looked like pretty good coverage by Quentin Jammer.
Moreno, Ezekiel Aaron Moreno, and his older brother Moses was a backup quarterback for the Chargers for a couple of seasons. Second and goal at the 5. Wheatley drives to the 2-yard line. Marcellus Wiley down low along with Fisk.
And Dick, good news for the Chargers. Sammy Davis, the rookie corner, is back in there. Times out of 8. They've given up a touchdown in the red zone.
Third and goal. Wide open is Jolly.
7 out of 9.
Doug Jolly could not have been more free. 15 yards from a white jersey.
Jolly right there. Now that is what you call a blow. He didn't fall down. He didn't hide. He didn't come in motion. He didn't do anything except just run out there. And nobody from San Diego accounted for Doug Jolly.
Janikowski's extra point ties it up. 8:14 left in this first half. The Raiders and the Chargers even at 14. California, the game tied at 14. Another in the intriguing, intense battles between these two franchises. As the Chargers player said, Marty calls it Raider Week. When they play other teams, they don't call it Browns Week or Seahawks Week, but it is Raider Week. Back to Drake Florence inside the 5, and the rookie to the 25 and out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line.
Well, Dick, part of Raider Week is making them scratch for every yard, not give away freebies. Take a look right here, John. 1, 2, 3. One of those 3 guys has to have coverage on Doug Jolly. Well, look at that. It's impossible to speculate as to who blew the coverage, but you can't make it that easy. This is, these games don't last that long. You just don't serve up freebies like that and do it very often and win football games.
That capped a 92-yard drive in 11 plays. Tomlinson makes the corner and goes out of bounds after a 15-yard gain. And LaDainian Tomlinson started slowly against Kansas City. Of course, the Chargers well behind, didn't get many carries either. Picked it up against Denver, 93 yards, and last week broke the century mark against Baltimore, that tough Ravens defense. and he has 64 yards today. You add the 13 he just came to the 51 on your screen. So solid first half for LT, as they call him, in the Charger locker room. Flag down and a fumble picked up by the Oakland Raiders. They're whistling it dead, however. No play as Travion Smith on his way to the end zone.
Yeah, false start, number 84 on the offense.
That's a time.
Penalty. Still, first down.
That's a rare occasion where you'll go over the sidelines and your head coach will go, thank you for that false start.
Nice. Good thinking.
Thank you, Justin. We appreciate it. He's the tight end. Yeah. There he is over on the right. Yeah, you can see him, just that little jiggle. Ooh, baby. Was that timely?
That was a sure touchdown for the Raiders, but for the 5-yard false start.
And our offensive player of the game because of a false start.
And a touchdown.
Justin Field.
Breeze, throwback. Tomlinson. Making Lorenzo Neal, who gets the rare call as they all concentrate on Tomlinson. They throw back to Neal in a gain of about 10 plus. A great night of television tomorrow night. Of course, it begins. Both wide receivers out to the right. Dondre Gilliam and Kasim Osgood. And breaking free is Tomlinson at the 30, the 20, down the sidelines, touchdown San Diego. LaDainian Tomlinson for 55 yards.
This is a remarkable performance by the offensive unit of the San Diego Chargers. And given the fact that the least surprising thing that's going to happen here today is that LaDainian Tomlinson is going to get the football, what in the world are the Raiders doing defensively? Look at that hole. Look at the hole. That hole was a good 15 feet across.
Well, Tomlinson said to those linemen, somebody, they sure did there.
Well, at this point, the Raiders defense apparently has spent too much time reading the newspapers as to how banged up the Chargers are.
Marty Schottenheimer, he said, wouldn't it be something if we won with this team? Co-pilot Snoopy. Each MetLife blimp travels approximately 200 days a year visiting towns and cities throughout the U.S.
I'm in shock, Dick. I'm stunned that San Diego can move the football like this. This is a decimated offensive football team.
Kick by Cyphers is short to Fargas. He's got a hole, and he's toppled up the 40-yard line, and that was the last man. Cyphers, the kicker, and Kevin House, a defender from the side.
One more look at this touchdown from behind. Hallen right here is going to come across and get a good trap, but look at the blocking on the left-hand side and this hole. This is unbelievable. Wait a minute. Where are all the guys back here for the Raiders? The only guy that had an angle was Rod Woodson, and Tomlinson outruns him. That is a mind-boggling, I don't know, say it was a wonderful job of blocking by the San Diego Chargers. What it was by the Raiders defensively, I won't say.
End around goes to Elvis Whitted, and he's out of bounds with a first down in San Diego territory at a 45-yard line. Jerry Wilson pushed him out of bounds. Whitted from North Carolina State, who did not have a catch last year, has only one this year, but he's got the speed.
They missed the speed of Jerry Porter. Whoa, there's a little athleticism right there by Jerry Wilson. Goes right over the top of the attempted block by Jerry Rice.
You mentioned Jerry Porter. We'll get to this play as Gannon flushed for a moment, still finds himself free and has to take the sack at the 50. Zeke Moreno credited with his second sack of the season, but it was Jason Fisk, the defensive tackle, who was in there first, number 792.
You know, Rich Gannon's 37 years old. Look at that pocket awareness. Look at his ability to make people miss. And, you know, at the very end, that's not the end of the world. Better than a foolish pass downfield and get it intercepted. Sit down, take the sack.
You mentioned Jerry Porter, who had hernia surgery. He's expected back next week. The Raiders at Chicago, and everyone says it's a big deal for him not to be in this lineup because of his deep speed. Throw to Wheatley, and a good defensive play as circling from behind to make the tackle was Leonardo Carson.
Well, Jerry Porter has that speed, Dick, that allows and opens things up underneath for Rice and Brown to run the crossing patterns. He's the guy that's the defense. He's the guy that makes the safeties play deeper, and he's such an integral part of that passing game just by his mere presence of running deep. Without him, everybody's sitting on those shorter crossing patterns being run by Rice and Brown.
3rd and long from midfield. Gannon fires to this side, almost complete through the hands of Jerry Rice. And you don't see that happen very often, as Rice trying to keep himself positioned inbound and unable to hang on to the football. But that's a ball he'll catch up. Wow. 99 out of 100.
Working against the rookie, Sammy Davis. Oh, there's a little pick action going on up at top. Quentin Jammer up there. But geez, what a you're right, off the hands of Rice.
Leckler aims it toward the sidelines and away from Eric Parker, and we'll see where they mark it. The out the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 34-yard punt. Chargers leading the Raiders 21-14. We've got less than 5 minutes left in this first half, and we remind you it premieres highly and positively reviewed as Cold Case. Toss to Tomlinson. Flag down. Tomlinson for a yard, and that would give him, if it's 120 yards rushing in this first half, and that includes that 55-yard romp for a touchdown.
Offside. Number 97 of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Perella Gildy ready for more fantasy action? Then check out CBS Sports Lines.
Another Raider penalty. Doesn't seem like that much, but 1st and 5, a real luxury in this league.
Tomlinson out in the open again to the 35-yard line, and 15 more yards. He's just ripping up the Raider defense.
Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator of the Raiders, has to be out of his mind. He can't, I'm sure he can't believe. Look at the lead block by Lorenzo Neal. But this is not a surprise. This is all San Diego has, basically, is LaDainian Tomlinson. And Brett, look at, well, yes, I would say that he's a little and frustrated and incredulous. How can this be happening to a defense that knew this was coming?
133 yards for Tomlinson. He takes a breather. Chapman in for him. Give to Neal. And Lorenzo Neal, who played nearby in the Fresno area, went to Fresno State. They got him because they wanted that big, tough blocker in front of Tomlinson. A flag is down, by the way.
3 offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Kelvin Garman guilty of the penalty. Boy, you talk about Lorenzo Neal, Dan, and his credentials in helping someone get big yardage. He has blocked in his career for Corey Dillon, Eddie George, Warwick Dunn, Adrian Morrell, and LaDainian Tomlinson now, all of them with 1,000-yard rushing seasons, and it would appear, LT, if he stays healthy, that'll be an automatic.
Well, hey, he's like a Sam Gash. You hear their teammates and their coaches talk about guys like that, the hammer out of the backfield. That every running back, Daryl Johnston for Emmitt Smith, guys like that just are key to a good running game.
1st and long, and Jesse Chapman in for Tomlinson, and Chapman gets it out near the 30. What do you have for us, Bonnie?
Well, Dick, you touched on the enthusiasm of Drew Brees this week. Maybe he knows something we didn't know. He said, granted, my guys may not have the experience, but their energy you would just not believe. This team also remembers last year when they came in, remember this, when we did this game, they came in undefeated against a struggling Jets team, and the Jets blew them out. So the Chargers are well aware that on any given Sunday, regardless of the circumstances, a team can beat a team that they're clearly the underdogs here.
That's right, Bonnie, and that's what makes this such a great game. You got to play it. And the give to Tomlinson, back in after resting a couple of plays in short yardage that time as we approach the 2-minute warning.
Well, the Chargers have really been having a lot of their success running to the left, to the right Raider defense. That time they tested the other side of the Raiders and didn't get a whole lot out of it.
Chargers aren't going to run a play here. They're going to let that clock go down to 2 minutes at 3rd and 13. LaDainian Tomlinson, what a half. 135 yards rushing and a pass for a touchdown. For undermanned San Diego. Anyone who's ever played the game or coached the game, doesn't matter who you're rooting for, you got to admire what we're seeing here.
Who would have thought we'd be looking at a shootout? I think the Chargers could muster up 10 points, to tell you the truth. They're so beat up physically, and to think that they're actually a touchdown lead. But the Raiders have a big chance here on 3rd and 13 to get the ball and get points.
Breeze down the middle, deflected and intercepted by Eric Johnson, the linebacker from Nebraska. It was intended for Eric Parker. There's the break the Raiders need.
Somebody gets a hand on this ball. There it is, right there. Rod Coleman. Rod Coleman, the defensive lineman, dropped back into coverage. They had him standing up playing a linebacker position, and he alertly gets into the passing lane and gets a hand on the ball.
It is Eric Johnson's first interception as a professional, and for Drew Brees, his 7th of the season. He was tied for most interceptions thrown in the league coming into this game.
Although that's really hard to lay on Brees' doorstep when a guy gets a hand on it like that.
From the 43-yard line, and the Raiders have all 3 timeouts. Garner. And a flag down. And that was excellent pursuit by Drayton Florence coming up from the secondary to force the play on the wing. Quentin Jammer was there as well, and another flag.
And another penalty on the Raiders.
Holding. Number 88 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Holding, hold it right there for the Nextel halftime report.
Okay.
Join his little dance. I'm going to work on that myself. Quick feet, you know, that's what I have. That's my strength.
I don't know about yours, but I know he's got it.
Gannon down the middle, intercepted by the Chargers. And this time it's San Diego with a turnover as the ball thrown right to Donnie Edwards. Edwards, a ball hawk all of his career. That is his 16th interception in his 8 years in the NFL.
Well, he had 5 of them last year in a season that got Donnie Edwards to his first Pro Bowl, which was a couple years too late. Rich getting hit at the last minute by Dingle. But again, I'm not even sure who the intended Raider receiver was. That's not good when you're not sure to whom he was even trying to get the ball.
You talk about exchange of punts. Well, there's an exchange of interceptions, and the Chargers gain 3 yards in the process to the 46.
He's going to try to find all the way downfield. Alvis Whitted was the only other Raider I could see anywhere within sight.
Good hands, nevertheless, by the linebacker Edwards. Breeze in the cover, gets away from Trace Armstrong. Motions for somebody to help out, and then throws it incomplete over the head of Justin Peel, the tight end. Chargers, by the way, have all 3 of their timeouts, and when we take the big timeout at the intermission, it's the Nextel halftime report with
just play like that, got him back to the original line of scrimmage.
Leading 21-14, 1 minute, 24 seconds left in the half. Tomlinson up the middle and into Raider territory, tackled at the 47-yard line. That'll be about 3 yards short of a first down. Napoleon Harris makes another stop. Harris.
Well, I think the defensive unit of the Raiders is in for a tough halftime. I think between head coach Bill Callahan and defensive coordinator Chuck Bresnahan, these guys, they better sit there with their, I wouldn't be making eye contact with any members of the coaching staff.
Keep your helmet on.
Oh, baby. They're going to get it.
3rd and 3. Tomlinson trying to get outside. and dives, but his feet touch the sideline back at the 46-yard line, so it's not enough for the first down. Aaron Shaw on the corner, able to make the push, number 22 for the Oakland Raiders. He's a pick, a second-round pick of the Chargers back in '95. That wilts in comparison to his teammates. 5 number-1 draft picks in the secondary for the Raiders alone.
And I think that's Derek Gibson,
one of those safety. Look at this 5 kick, and this man has danger written all over him. Philip Buchanan. It's only the 10th game of his career. Remember, he was injured most of last year. He has 3 touchdowns in 9 games as a defensive back. 2 interceptions and a punt return.
We had a game last year when he got hurt, and he was one of the most promising rookie DBs I have seen in a long time.
Fair catch is the call at the 12-yard line. Well, Monday, an all-new late show, folks. Dave welcomes Denver. Day was run for 242 yards, so Daddy's got to be proud of son John David.
I certainly would be. 242 yards?
You bet, against Johnson C. Smith.
Johnson C. Smith.
That's a tough defense.
Is that a school?
That. No, don't. You were right until that point. Let him have it. Gannon fires to the sideline for Rice, and he's well covered by Quentin Jammer.
Are they one of the schools that's going into the new ACC or Big E? What is that? One of the schools they were fighting over?
Under consideration. Time 29 seconds. Raiders have 2 timeouts left. And deep in their own end, how much will Gannon gamble?
Well, he's got to have a guy very wide open. There's no forcing the ball at this end of the field. Or you do that.
That's probably the wise call, although the fans don't like it. Well, Garner just chewing up the final seconds. And timeout has been called. We'll take this break. For games, the most points they were able to score was 13, and they have 21 against the hometown Raiders. Gannon toward the sidelines, over the head of Alvis Whitted. 18 seconds left in this half, and that brings up 4th down, and the Chargers are going to get the ball.
Yeah, that is really, I don't know why they didn't run the ball again. Yeah, take a look again at how the Raiders have struggled offensively through the first 3 games in comparison to what last year. But that this number down there, that 3rd down conversion, Mark Trestman, their offensive. But this is a boy, this can backfire, having to punt.
Beautiful kick by Leckler. Parker has to let it go out of bounds. Oh, he can drive it. It's going to be marked at the San Diego 25-yard line, a 61-yard punt. Folks, Tuesday on CBS, a Marine mission. You should have known that.
Hey, they're good. I just wanted to hear you say it.
So the Chargers will take the kneel down, and that'll be it for this first half. And that'll be an exciting locker room for San Diego as they have their best half of the season, led by that man, LaDainian Tomlinson.
I think
won't be quite the same in the other locker room.
No, I think the Raiders are going to meet over by the woodshed.
City talk.
It's that simple. If the Raiders don't tighten up their run defense, they're going to lose this football game, which most people coming into this game thought was unlikely.
Highly unlikely is the case. Leon Johnson back. Janikowski dribbles one into the wedge, and it's taken ahead, and still on his feet is the rookie Andrew Pinnock. And Pinnock, it rumbles all the way down the sidelines. The 7th-round draft pick from South Carolina, and good things continue to happen for San Diego.
Well, let's check out who's been making it happen for the Chargers. Drew Brees, a good, nothing spectacular, but he did have the 1 touchdown pass. Here's the man, 143 yards rushing. Who do you think's the leading receiver? Drew Brees. Imagine that. On that touchdown reception from LaDainian Tomlinson.
And now Andrew Pinnock A special teams player goes 41 yards with a kickoff when the Raiders were guilty of some sloppy tackling. Not this time, though. They were waiting for Tomlinson and drop him for a loss of 2. Bonnie?
Well, Dick, the thing Marty Schottenheimer says he's happiest with regarding his Chargers, he said the way our offense and defense have been able to complement each other. Defensively, we give up a touchdown early. Offense, we come right back and score. As far as their offense, he said tremendous blocking from my line, and LaDainian Tomlinson's great vision has enabled him to have the type of success he's had today against Oakland.
He had to be a proud head coach when you talk to him, Bonnie. The effort that this beaten-up team has given him. Play action. Throw is in the flat to Lorenzo Neal, and all over him is Travian Smith.
Well, Travian Smith has made both plays. The line of scrimmage, he gets LaDainian Tomlinson. Now in coverage, he comes out and makes the tackle. I think we've seen some emotion here by the Raiders defensively that might be reflective of what went on at halftime.
I thought we heard some yelps from that woodshed.
I think that there was a challenge issued by the Raiders coaching staff to this defensive unit. You're not getting it done, and if we have any chance of winning this game, you got to pick it up.
3rd and 12. Breeze deflected again, but caught short of the first down. Is up to Justin Peel, the tight end. And will that be enough to put the Chargers in field goal range?
Well, they're spotting the ball at the 30, which would be about a 47-yarder.
Big old Dana Stubblefield deflected that one.
Yeah, he had a vertical leap of about 3 inches right there and patted the ball.
Yeah, Marty Schottenheimer is elected to go for it. 4th down and 6.
Well, I guess he figures that Steve Christie at his age doesn't have the leg.
Christie's longest this year is 25 yards.
It would only be from 47, but it'd be off the dirt. That might have something to do with it.
Breeze fires and hits. And the first catch of his NFL career, Dondre Gilliam, just signed a couple of days ago off the practice squad. He played his college ball at Millersville, Pennsylvania.
They convert a 4th and long to a guy that got signed on Thursday.
Look at his number. Look at the wide receiver's number.
They didn't have any 80s left. The 80s were all used.
First down inside the Raider 15. Tomlinson cuts back and gets only a couple. Smith again. He almost as if he's shadowing Tomlinson's every move. Look at the difference here.
We talked about the fact that it was a decimated receiving corps for San Diego. Only 39 NFL receptions coming into this game versus 2,536.
That's one of the most stunning graphics I think I've seen in all my NFL years.
Yeah, and yet look at the score. Who's winning this football game?
2nd and 8. Gilliam in motion. Tomlinson, the fake, then the throw back to Lorenzo Neal, and they force him inside, and the play made by Eric Barton. That was good defense by the Raiders. Reminder again, David Boston has been suspended for this game by Marty Schottenheimer. Rashay Caldwell won't be back for another 6 to 8 weeks with a broken wrist. Tim Dwight is out with a knee injury. The two top tight ends, Steve Alexander and Josh Norman, are both out with injuries. So Marty Schottenheimer has Drew Brees, 4 undrafted free agents at wide receiver, Gilliam being one of those, and his 3rd string tight end, and a new right guard, and a new right tackle. Brees toward the end zone for Tomlinson. It's off his fingertips as he battled Travian Smith for the ball.
Travian Smith is having an active first series here in the second half. Great coverage there on Tomlinson, and yet Drew Brees dropped in a perfect pass. As good as that coverage is, that still could have ended up being a San Diego touchdown. It was right on the hands of Tomlinson.
Steve Christie comes in, a 32-yard field goal attempt. And the veteran from Ontario, Canada, has his longest of this young season, and Marty Schottenheimer's San Diego Chargers lead the Raiders by 10. So the Chargers with the lead at halftime get the first possession of the second half. And Steve Christie's 32-yard field goal, but the big play was Pinnock in the wedge, returning the kickoff 41 yards to set up the score. High kick to Justin Fargas, the third-round draft pick of the Raiders. Good speed. And he just can't get the motor running as the coverage excellent by the Chargers. It'll be Rich Gannon and the Raiders from their 22 when we return to Oakland. Sculpture of the famous author Jack London on the east side of the day. And play resumes. 22-yard line. Rich Gannon handing off inside, and Garner able to get 4, maybe 5 before wrapped up by a chorus of white jersey Chargers. And speaking of singing, let's go to Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, hello there, Dick and Dan. We got an update on Kansas City and the Ravens. The Chiefs from the goal line. It's Green rolling out and finding Tony Gonzalez wide open. 10-3 KC with 5 minutes to play in the third. Back to you two.
All right, Jim. One figured that would be a high-scoring game. The winner be in the 30 points. Instead, this is the game that is producing high offensive production. We have an injured Charger on that last play. Appears to be okay. Out of the game at the moment. Stephen Cooper replaces him. Another rookie free agent. Garner vaults his way, and he's close to a first down. Good effort by Garner. The Chargers seem to have him pinned for no gain.
Ben Lieber is making the tackle. That's him right there. Coming in from the right. Right there is the hand of Langston Walker, the offensive tackle, subbing for Lincoln Kennedy. Watch him come in right there, and he's going to get a hand up into the face mask, and you can see Lieber trying to bail out of there now. Look at this effort by Charlie Garner. Go to the air, Charlie. There you go.
And Sammy Davis again injured on that play. That's a second time. It's Stinchcomb on the left side.
And he flinched. He flinched, and the Chargers are pointing to Stinchcomb, and I think they got him on a false start. He did a little flinch at the tight end over on the left side.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Still, third down.
Flinchcomb, you say?
These are, here he is clear up at the top of the screen. What? That's enough. That's enough. That'll do it. I know it doesn't seem fair. It's and that, you know, there's a penalty that'll just make a coach go insane. 3rd and inches now becomes 3rd and 5. There's almost no way you don't convert when you've only got a couple inches for a first down. Now it's a chance.
And they flush Gannon out of the pocket, searching for help. Throws downfield, and ball was deflected, so there'll be no flag. There was a hit before the ball arrived, but there was a deflection of the pass, and all bets are off. DeQuincy Scott was the man applying pressure and forcing Gannon wide.
Well, initially there comes Ben Lieber on the blitz, and he forces Rich to the outside. But let's see, where's the deflection? We don't get a good look at it there, but anytime you got Rich Gannon running like this.
Gannon has missed his last 5 pass attempts, and on comes Shane Leckler. Again, driving the ball deep. No hang there. He just pounding the pebbles right off the ball.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
What a kick.
Oh. That might be the best punt I've ever seen in my life. Look at that.
72 yards, dead at the 1 for Shane Leckler.
Oh, my Lord, that looks like Tiger Woods with a balata ball and a sandwich.
And officially 73-yard punt.
Watch how close Ronald Curry comes, though, from sticking his foot in the end zone when he downs the ball. Whoa! That would have been a shame. That would have been a touchback.
1-yard line, and barely getting out of the end zone, Lorenzo Neal. Dana Stubblefield and friends to push him back. Timeout. So the noise burns a San Diego timeout.
Oh, I'm sure they'll quiet down now.
Forced to call timeout. Couldn't get the play underway, and now it's 2nd and 10 from the 1. Noisiest it's been since the introduction of the starting lineups.
And as an offensive lineman, you know any penalty in the end zone, here's a safety.
another free agent, the tight end from Kent State. And if that name is familiar, you're a basketball fan. He was the leading scorer for Kent State, averaged over 20 points a game and over 7 rebounds. This man hasn't played football since high school.
And look at Drew Brees drop that in. Look at the touch that he put on the football, dropping it over the linebacker right into the hands of Gates.
Undrafted free agent.
What a play by Drew Brees out of his own end zone.
Now LaDainian Tomlinson, and he struggles to get a couple yards. In fact, both teams had a game. First, Teo Johnson. He played his college at Stanford, a tough power forward. And Gates was the starter among boys. And there's Teo Johnson. Yet to see much significant duty today. Tomlinson taking tackles and picks up the first down across or right at the 30-yard line. And Oakland has passing. Tomlinson again. A little stutter step earned him a good gain on first down of about 6. Bonnie Bernstein.
Dick, you know, you mentioned Antonio Gates hadn't played by anybody.
He thinks that he's going to be a star. 2nd and 4. Tomlinson up the middle, carries a tackler with him, shy of a first down. In fact, when
Hit him harder and harder, I think he enjoys it.
That's a highest of compliments.
Yes, you better believe it.
3rd and a long one. Here he goes again. Tries to get outside. Dekes his way to a first down. And remember, folks, this drive started with that great kick by Leckler down at the 1-yard line. And thanks to Tomlinson's runs and that key throw by
Needed break.
23 carries for him, 166 yards in the rushing. First down, it's Chapman, the backup. He breaks a tackle and then pays the price as Derek Gibson comes up from the secondary to shoulder him hard.
And catches him in a spin. And I think that's where you get a chance for a great hit like this. Whoa, that's a planter. That's a decleater where you just pick the guy up and put him backward. He actually did the spin beforehand. That was just one tremendous hit by Derek Gibson. Whoa.
By the way, Chapman, another undrafted player. He's from Eastern Washington. He gained 4 on the play. He tries to get outside and dives at the 50-yard line. That'll be 3rd and 1. 29.
And what no-name will convert this?
Screen to Tomlinson. Oh, he hit hard. 2 Raiders driving in on the tackle. Napoleon Harris and Charles Woodson. Need to get inside the Raider 49 for a first down. Lorenzo Neal out on a flank. Breeze underhands it to Tomlinson, who gets 43, but that's short of the first down. So that personal foul cost San Diego. Let's go to Jim Nantz. Philip Buchanan drifts back to return for the Oakland Raiders. Darren Bennett, the veteran, will deliver this from inside his 35. Beautiful kick. Buchanan, fair catch, lets it go. And the Chargers can't save it. Touchback at the 20.
But any way you look at it, Dick, a really successful drive for the San Diego Chargers. No points, but keep in mind it started at their own 1-yard line.
Only quarterbacks.
Oh, only, I don't know. They've never asked.
Gannon to the side and hit immediately as Alvis Whithead as covering Drayton Florence, the rookie from Tuskegee, the 2nd-round pick of the Chargers.
The Raiders have had some good things happen to them today, but a lot of dropped footballs. That time Garner, there comes Santiago, and number 80, the man who does not need to be introduced. Rich Gannon's been under some pressure in the back. That interception right to Donnie Edwards. Offensively, it has been a frustration for the Raiders offensively after a wonderful opening drive to start the game.
2nd and 6, Gannon. Another drop by Jerry Rice. I didn't think I had lived long enough to see Jerry Rice dropped 2 balls in 1 game.
Look at that. It has been a this has been a strange deal. The punt return at the bottom was really where the ball hit Anthony Dorsett. He was blocking. He had no idea that the ball was in his general vicinity. But again, this is an offense that just seems to be out of rhythm, unsure of what it is they're trying to do.
Final minute of the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 6. Gannon steps out on the way of pressure, and he finds Rice. And Jerry Rice with a first down at the 48. Big play. The Raiders really needed it. They didn't need to go 3 and out.
Well, if Jerry Rice drops that pass, the earth is going to stop rotating, or we're going to all just float off out into space. No way that Jerry Rice is going to drop 2 in a row. Look at him signaling back to Rich Gannon. I am so wide open, I can't believe it. The Chargers, the unthinkable, they lose track of Jerry Rice in their secondary.
3rd catch for Rice today. That one for 23 yards. Gannon. And it's complete to the 48-yard line of San Diego. Tim Brown with Quentin Jammer, the defender. Final seconds of the 3rd period. Run off this Oakland Coliseum clock. San Diego 24, the Raiders 14. Will return after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Dick Enberg, Dan DIERDOFF, Bonnie Bernstein, Lance Barrow, our producer, Mike Arnold, our director. We go to the 4th quarter here in Oakland with the Raiders trailing by 10. 2nd down and about 5. And it's Garner up the middle, pounding those knees, and he's to the first down stripe when Ben Lieber, back in the game, drags him to the infield dirt.
Do they use this stadium for anything else? What's all that dirt out there in the middle of the field? Can't they grow grass around here?
It's called the national pastime. And now is when it really gets exciting.
And the A's are in the thick of it, huh?
Yeah, the 72, 73, 74, 89 world champion Oakland A's.
Yeah, and across the bay, the Giants are in it.
Yeah, they're excited about baseball now.
Have a baseball hotspot here in the Bay Area.
3rd and 1. Gannon looking for something big. Down the middle, incomplete. He overshoots Doug Jolly, the tight end.
Oh, that's just Rich a little disappointed that he had an open guy. Tim Brown releases to the inside. He's a little frustrated. He thought maybe he should have been the target. I think Gannon made the right choice going to Jolly. He was very wide open. There's no way throwing the ball. Rich just put a little too much on it.
Bill Callahan will go for it on 4th and 1. Zach Crockett is the logical recipient of a handoff. It was to Crockett that Gannon faked on the last play. No, going to throw in the flat, complete to Brown. First down. Big 4th and 1 conversion.
Well, pretty high percentage play, because I think Rich Gannon, if he doesn't find anybody, he's just going to run with it as well. And we all know how he can go. But he sees he's got Tim Brown, and he delivers a beautiful pass.
That's the 5th catch for Brown. 100 yards receiving today. He's 1 touchdown grab away from 100 in his career. Currently tied with Don Hudson. Steve Largent retired with exactly 100 touchdown catches. He's in the elite group. Is Tim Brown. Garner. Boy, that hole closed in a hurry as Zeke Moreno with a good solid stop. At the San Diego 35-yard line, 1.5 minutes into this 4th quarter.
I know the world loves baseball, but I always feel bad having to watch football players play on the dirt. It is.
You didn't like that, did you?
Oh, let your imagination run wild. All the places that dirt ends up by the time the game's over. It's in your ears, your eyes, it's up your nose, it's in your mouth, it's everywhere you can imagine. It's not fun.
2nd down toss, and it's Garner getting some blocks, finally corralled, but not until he picks up a first down at the 25. Donnie Edwards with a nape of the neck tackle.
And this is now a good-looking drive by the Raiders. Yeah, they had to convert on a 4th down, but they're moving with some authority. They look like they've got some rhythm now back into their offensive scheme. Mixing a little bit of passing. Charlie Garner's getting loose.
There's a home plate just down below our broadcast location at the Coliseum. Gannon into the flat to Jolly, slides but makes the catch. A gain of about 4 or 5. Bonnie?
Well, Dick, the Chargers are off the services of rookie cornerback Sammy Davis. He hurt his lower back on the last drive, and while he's questionable to return, just taking a look at him on the sideline, it really hurts him to lift his knee up to his chest. They put him on the bike. He's having a tough time with his range of motion, but he is questionable.
It's going to be an outstanding corner. He runs a 4.4 and got a very sharp talent. The Chargers feel his future is more than bright. Gannon again stepping away from pressure, throwing it away. Zach Crockett was the only black jersey down at that end. Ben Liebert, good job.
And Rich Gannon is mad at Zach Crockett because he stopped running his route. Zach Crockett just pulled up at the 10-yard line and came to a complete stop. Rich Gannon's got every reason to be a little upset with Crockett. He comes back to him, but Crockett had just stopped running. Well, he just stopped. He figures there's no way that Rich Gannon's going to come to me on this play. Well, guess what, Zach? He did.
Big 3rd and 7. This entire drive has featured some critical plays. 3rd and 6. It's a long 6. Garner again goes wide and finds room. First down inside the 15.
Now, can you spell power football? A stacked formation to that side. That's the old student body left. Take a look at that formation. Everybody in a black jersey out there. Nothing subtle about it. Looks like Doug Jolly got away with a push from behind.
Garner picking his spots. Vernon Fox with a good tackle.
That could have easily come back, called against the Raiders. And I know a lot of people are going, why weren't they doing this earlier?
Tyrone Wheatley. Now they go to the power inside. Wheatley, who weighs 235 pounds. Garner 45 pounds lighter than that. Garner gets a breather. 2nd and 7. Clock running. 10:45 in the 4th quarter. That's like Garner though. 4.6 average. He just, every time he touches the ball, seemingly good things happen. One of the many great running backs out of the University of Tennessee. Changing the play at the line of scrimmage, you could hear Gannon kill, and gives to Wheatley, who barrels to the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2. Marcellus Wiley the tackler.
If we only knew what that meant.
He might come out of the huddle with 3 different plays, call one and kill that play to another, and maybe even to a 3rd.
You're guessing.
And that's what they were telling us. I mean, I believed it. Or it could be window dressing.
That's right.
Big 3rd and 2.
Oh, look at the cluster they got going here at the bottom.
Gannon fires. Incomplete, intended for Aldis Whitted.
Trying to confuse the San Diego secondary, going to that stacked formation with 3 wide receivers. There's Rice, there's Brown, and Whitted all together right there. Trying to go to the last guy, Aldis Whitted. That was a superb job by the San Diego secondary of covering all 3 guys. They didn't get confused.
Very short field goal for the strong-legged Janikowski. This one 23 yards, and barely getting onto the field is Brad Badger, and that'll cost a timeout. So the Raiders use one of their 3 timeouts to get 11 on the field. Of the Raiders running onto the field and a timeout called, we presume. Raiders trying to get him on the field, but it was San Diego who used the timeout. So the Chargers have only 1 timeout remaining. Oakland has all 3.
I wonder what the heck were they doing taking a timeout.
Janikowski nails the 23-yard field goal, and Bill Callahan's Raiders are within a touchdown of Marty Schottenheimer's Chargers. Morning overcast has burned away. Beautiful blue skies overhead. The Network's associate Coliseum. Janikowski short field goal is the Raiders within a touchdown. He sends his kickoff toward Leon Johnson. Actually, it's short again and picked up by that Pinnock, who ran 141 yards. And it's kind of curious as to Janikowski kicking the ball short.
Well, let's go back to that attempt field goal that ended up in a timeout. We know for sure the Raiders only had 10. Well, here's why San Diego called a timeout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they averaged 11. Marty very unhappy on the sidelines. Here they end up having to use the timeout when it was the Raiders out there with only 10. That's bad luck. Back to special 101 for both of them.
Chargers start from their 34-yard line. Tomlinson and Neal in front of him. Tomlinson the middle to the 40-yard line. A gain of 6 on first down. Across the country we go to Jim Nantz.
All right, thank you. What an electrifying stretch. Kansas City was tied by Jamal Lewis on a 1-yard run, and just a moment ago Dante Hall takes the kickoff 97 yards to give them the lead back. It's 17-10, his 6th kick return for a touchdown in the last 9 games. 5 minutes to go in that one. Let's go back to you.
My oh my, 3 touchdown returns this year for Dante Hall.
And how about Dick Vermeil? Is he a story?
2nd and 4. Throw. What a catch by Antonio Gates. That's what Marty Schottenheimer was talking about. What range as he leaps and spears a first down.
What a bullet coming at you. Drew Brees, look high outside. Hey, you got a hoopster. Let him go up and get it. This is nothing more than an offensive rebound. Look at that. What, boy, good two-handed. That ball never even bobbled in there, did it?
Disappeared in there.
For whoop. That's what that was.
13 yards on the catch by Gates, who has his first 2 NFL catches today. First down at the Raider 47. Tomlinson for 4. And a reminder, next Sunday, the NFL on CBS features Ricky and the Dolphins against Tiki and the Giants. Raiders will be up in Chicago as they play the Bears, or the Chargers, Jacksonville, and Denver, Kansas City. How big a game is that? Action begins with Jim, Dan, Dion Boomer on the NFL Today. For more, go to NFL.com or NFL on AOL.
This is how you win football games. Protecting a lead, grinding away at the clock, grinding away at field position. A monster drive here for the Chargers.
Fake to Tomlinson, and the throw incomplete, and into the crowd now Breeze. And one of the knocks on this fine young man out of Purdue is his lack of height. He's 6 feet tall and does get passes knocked down and deflected, and we've seen that today.
Well, he's got wonderful protection. He actually, that's the old tuck rule. That's where he decided at the last minute he wasn't going to throw it. But once you start that forward motion, if the ball comes out of your hand, even though in that case you know he wasn't throwing a pass, you still get the benefit of the doubt, and it goes down as an incomplete pass.
Chargers are out of field goal range at the Raider 43. 3 wide receivers, shotgun Breeze. Well, the right tackle pulled off his position, and that's going to be a false start on young Phil Bogle.
Start. Number 64, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still. 3rd down.
This is a rookie playing there at right tackle. Yeah, you can see him leaning to the outside. Part of that is crowd noise. He's struggling to hear his quarterback call the cadence.
Played at Division II New Haven.
Well, Dick, how many sacks has he given up today?
Right.
You'd have to say to this point, this guy's played one heck of a ball game.
Playing for the injured Vaughn Parker at right tackle. Parker, the veteran, is out for the season. Knee surgery this week. Breeze down the middle. Caught wide open is Dondre Gilliam, and Gilliam is to the 11-yard line as Breeze throwing off his wrong foot, but Gilliam was so wide open it worked.
This is just a first of all, Drew Brees under pressure, looking, evades it and gets away. Rod Coleman had him from behind, but this is a complete blow up by the Raiders secondary. They completely lose track of Dondre Gilliam. He did not have a Raider defensive back within 5 yards of him. He's jumping and screaming and trying to get the attention of Drew Brees.
First down now in field goal territory with 6:40 left. Tomlinson outside, cuts back, and is to the 3-yard line before Terrence Shaw can twist him down. San Diego Chargers, who have a 3-game losing streak to start this season, but add the 4 at the end of last year. They've been down 7 straight weeks. There have been other long losing streaks since 1996.
Remember, they opened up last year at 6-1, and since then have played 12 ball games. They're 2-10.
Second down and 2. It's Lorenzo Neal with a touchdown. His first as a San Diego Charger.
This is a mystified Raider defense. Look at Rod Woodson. He cannot believe that they are being shredded like this. This is, talk about an uncontested path to the end zone. There's no backside pursuit at all. Lorenzo Neal just makes a modest little cutback and is untouched. The physical thing that happened to him there was taking the handoff.
Christie adds the extra point. 66 yards in 7 plays, and Lorenzo Neal gives the Chargers a 2-touchdown lead.
So how's it coming?
Good. This one looks pretty.
Upstart San Diego Chargers 31-17. The kick toward Justin Fargas, but it'll go out of bounds, and there's a break. 40-yard line will be where Rich Gannon will start play. So the rookie kicker Cyphers unable to keep it away, and he was just activated for the first time so that he could get more action out of the kickoffs. Good luck next week, young man.
Watch out for those green tomatoes. We're back here at the Coliseum, and oh Lord, what a frustrated Raider secondary defense. Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator, out of his mind.
Gannon, meanwhile, goes down, and a sack back of the 29-yard line as the Chargers' Adrian Dingle and DeQuincy Scott collaborate.
All right, here is Gilliam right here, who's going to run it. But what? Woodson slips, Gibson jumps the short pattern, and watch how open they are. Gilliam down there all by himself, completely ignored by the Raiders secondary, and Gilliam has more receiving yards than Jerry Rice.
Speaking of Rice, well, not anymore. He makes up for that sack and a long throw and a first down at the San Diego 46-yard line. And with all their timeouts, the Raiders have 5.5 minutes to try to get a couple of scores.
And they must now play with some alacrity.
Underneath to Charlie, and he is close to a first down. Hit by Ben Lever. Well, the San Diego Chargers are in unfamiliar territory. The first 3 games of this season, they trailed going, or is at least by 20 points. At least 20 points, and here they are with a 2-touchdown lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, I'm not sure they know what to do. Raiders using an awful lot of time in a hurry-up situation.
Jerry Wilson on a safety blitz, and that leaves Elvis Whitted wide open for the touchdown. So Jerry Wilson, the safety, came in on a corner blitz, and Elvis Whitted was wide open for the score.
All you young men out there watching this game that aspire to be defensive backs, I'm not sure you ought to be watching this game. We have seen more unaccounted for receivers running around in team secondaries in this game than sometimes you see in 6 weeks.
36 yards on the touchdown. Janikowski makes it a 1-touchdown game. 31-24. And it took the Raiders only 1 minute and 21 seconds to score.
Well, Rich Gannon took his time at the line of scrimmage. You see him working the right side of the field. Did you see Rich look everybody off? A good look at a quarterback working the right side. See him? He working the right side, and then he comes back and finds out that the San Diego secondary just left Alvin Whitted all alone. That's, again, we're not seeing a whole lot of textbook play out of these two secondaries.
Whitted's first touchdown as a Raider. Drafted by Jacksonville and played 4 years with the Jaguars.
Well, we saw the last time the Chargers had the ball what I thought was a real all-star offensive drive to score points. How quickly that was negated by the Raiders in that really fast scoring drive of their own.
Yeah, 1 minute 21 seconds. That's you're trying to
sure negates everything San Diego accomplished with that last drive.
60 yards in 4 plays. See where Janikowski kicks this one.
Well, I bet he keeps it in bounds.
Leon Johnson at the 10. And he's caught from behind, and flags go down. Eric Johnson with the tackle. And it would appear that San Diego is going to start this series from their own 10-yard line.
During the return, holding, number 30, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
The rookie Andrew Pinnock. Premiering tonight on CBS, fans. Catherine Moore stars in the next.
I don't know who that number 10 is on the other team, but he's killing us. Somebody ought to cover him.
Gilliam in motion to the inside. Tomlinson moves the pile out to the 15-yard line. And a gain of 4. Derek Gibson from the secondary to make the tackle. Well, the passing yards, as expected, Gannon and the Raiders, but 214 yards rushing for San Diego. Well, Tomlinson has 188 of them.
The Raiders scored on the first possession of the game. We said, oh, Lord, look out. The route might be on. And, oh, how wrong we would have been if we said that.
Breeze underneath, and it's complete to that man, Dondre Gilliam. Harris and Barton team up on the tackle, short of the first down.
And Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator of the Chargers, that is a risky call right there. The safe play, give it to Tomlinson, grind some time off the clock. You end up with an incomplete pass, and you stop the clock. But he showed a lot of confidence in his young quarterback, Drew Brees.
3rd and 2. Brees, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and he caught a touchdown pass. Throws back to Tomlinson, and they were looking for it. It was Travion Smith. Flag is down. Ineligible man downfield, so the Raiders will decline that.
Ineligible man downfield, number 76. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So the Raiders are going to have plenty of time to tie it up. 3 minutes, 2 seconds showing on the clock. Philip Buchanan, 56-yard return Monday night against Denver. 83-yard touchdown return last year against Tennessee.
Where that penalty really hurt San Diego is that it stopped the clock. That clock would have kept running after a completed pass.
He just got it away. And it takes a Charger bounce to the 36-yard line. 46 yards on the punt. Thursday on CBS. Survival.
Almost the entire 40-second clock down before they had to punt that football. That That gave the Raiders a whole lot more time to work with.
And there's really no pressure on Gannon and the Raiders here. They've got all 3 timeouts and 2:51 plus the 2-minute timeout. So they can just think ordinary offense.
Only the pressure that comes with being a touchdown down with less than 3 minutes to play.
Empty backfield. And Gannon down the middle. Rice. First down at the Charger 43.
Here's the Raider offense that we've been accustomed to seeing all last year. That's been missing so far here in 03.
Drayton Florence playing at the corner for the injured Sammy Davis.
The ball is at the 42.
With less than 6 minutes to go, the Chargers led by 14.
Just a simple slant pattern by Jerry Rice. And again, Gannon right there with the ball.
Again, empty backfield. Again over the ball. Incomplete. It was Rice off his fingertips. 2:08 remaining. Here's our lineup tonight. As always, again, no running back behind Gannon. No pressure either. To Rice. Breaks the tackle. And slips on the infield dirt at the 28-yard line. The 2-minute warning, and these Raider fans are ready to cheer a tying score. Come down to the final minutes, and who do you go to? Jerry Rice, time and time again.
As we're on our way to overtime right here, I think the Chargers have to gamble. I think they have to gamble with blitzing, pressure up the middle on Rich Gannon. There's no way can they sit back there. And right now, their secondary isn't getting it done. Gannon, if he has time, is going to make a completed pass.
And they're picking on Drayton Florence, who's in there for Sammy Davis at a corner. Too much time. Into the flat. Complete. Elvis Whitted with Quentin Jammer on him.
And he didn't get out of bounds.
At the 24-yard line.
I'm back to that penalty again. When the Chargers had the ball, the Raiders would be under a minute in time left if the clock didn't get stopped.
Rice to the left. Brown slotted right. Up the middle. Big hole. Charlie Garner. Touchdown. And flags go down in the end zone for the celebration. 24-yard run by Garner. He just split the gap and off to the races.
And if that gets forced on the kickoff, plenty of time and maybe decent field position for the Chargers. They're going to talk this over.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. 20 of the defense. After the score, the touchdown is good. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So it's the other way as veteran Jerry Wilson compounds the mistake.
Oh, what a monster penalty against the Chargers. Oh, that's big.
Janikowski tie the game. And the Raiders trailing by 14 points with less than 6 minutes to go have tied it up, and still a minute 24 left. For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CB.
All right, now Garner has the ball down in the end zone. He's doing his dance, and Jerry Wilson gives him a shove. Yep, that's a penalty. That is really dumb.
Raiders using their typical passing game that's been dormant, and now getting some rushing yards from Garner.
Attempting to survive that number right there. 214 yards on the ground by LaDainian Tomlinson, San Diego Chargers.
Janikowski will kick it off from the 45-yard line. One would think he will kick it right through the end zone. Well, not a bad time if you really wanted to gamble.
Yeah, I wouldn't kick it through the end zone. I'd hit a ball down the middle here and see if I could force a guy into trying to handle the ball who's not used to it. I wouldn't take the easy way out.
Yeah, he's going to boom it.
Wow.
all the way into the first row. So the Chargers then have the ball, 1:24 to go, but with only one timeout. And Drew Brees in the offense from the 20-yard line. And for those, Parker, not here. 3 top wide receivers, not active. 2 top tight ends, not active. And yet they battled the Raiders and had this game apparently in hand with 6 minutes to go. Deafening roar, and Brees into the flat to Tomlinson. And he's able to short yardage. Stepped out of bounds at the 22.
Well, I got to give San Diego credit for throwing the football in that situation. You got Tomlinson back there, the smart, conservative, safe way to play. Give it to Tomlinson. But there, Marty's saying, I want you guys to get up here and get with it. They're taking some chances offensively.
Clock stopped on the out of bounds.
Now, if they run the football here and don't go anywhere with it, watch the Raiders take a timeout. They'll want the ball back.
Brees down the middle. Complete. And it's caught by Kasim Osgood. His first catch. Another one of those undrafted free agents from San Diego State. Timeout, San Diego, their final timeout. There's our Kansas City Chiefs 4-0. Marty Schottenheimer said yesterday that Dick Vermeil called him this week and said wished you luck, and he says, you know, don't want to change the mood here. I'm trying to go 4-0. I've never done that, and you were the last to accomplish that in Kansas City.
How much would the Chargers like to have that timeout they had to waste because they had 12 men on the field on a field goal attempt?
But Dan, you can well appreciate with all the injuries, they probably have men on special teams that haven't been there all year long, and everyone trying to chip in, and one too many. From the 45, 1:09 left. Chargers trying to get in field goal range. Tomlinson, who else? Tackled at the 48-yard line. Short yard to 3.
But San Diego, they're not playing for overtime. Give them credit. They're playing like a team that has nothing to lose. They're going for the win.
And Brees has to motion for his players to get the right position. Osgood, a stranger to the offense. Peel now, the tight end, is in the backfield on 2nd and 7. Sidelines, caught and tackled immediately was Andre Gilliam. This free agent from Millersville, Pennsylvania, has 4 catches today.
Well, he moved the chains, but the clock keeps running.
18, 17, and they'll down it here, and that'll give Brees perhaps 2 plays and then a shot at a field.
What's really at that 15-second mark, what's really a tough call now is something over the middle of the field. Could you get your offensive team up there and spike the ball and kill the clock if you completed like a 10 or 15-yard pass over the middle? Can you do all that in 15 seconds? That is really close. If you had 20, I'd feel good about it. At 15, I don't think you can go to the middle of the field.
With Steve Christie's decreasing range, they really need to get to the 25 for a legitimate shot at field goal. Now in the middle, it's caught.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to cut it.
7, 6, 5.
No, they're not going to be able to do it.
Did they or not? It was right at the double arrows. No, they didn't make it.
No.
End of the game. Close. They did a great job of getting up there that quickly in about 8 seconds.
Well, the Raiders were awfully hospitable getting over there and lined up defensively. I might have taken my time a little bit more if I was one of the Raiders.
So overtime we go.
Overtime. Each team will have 2 timeouts. It's a 15-minute period using 4th quarter timing rules. Instant replay will be in effect throughout this quarter. San Diego, you're the visitor. Who's going to make the call? What is your call? Tails is the call. Tails is the call.
This coin flip may be the biggest play of this period. Chargers won the toss. With the momentum that the Raiders have, that was big for San Diego that they won the toss. We'll see what they do when we come back to Oakland. Time we go. First time for each of these two teams. LaDainian Tomlinson, they're working on his lower leg, workhorse of the Chargers, and it was last year right here in the Coliseum that in overtime, Tomlinson, this 19-yard touchdown run gave the Chargers a 27-21 win over the Raiders.
Well, LaDainian told us that last week he tweaked his groin in last week's game, that it hurt a little bit. You notice when a guy goes over to have the doctors look at him, but he's holding on to his helmet, that's a guy that's going back in the game. He says, guys, go ahead and look at me, but I'm making it pretty clear that I'm going to go in and play. If he's wearing a baseball cap or doesn't know where his helmet is, but clearly something's bothering LaDainian Tomlinson on his lower left leg.
Janikowski drives it deep. Leon Johnson, the veteran, at the goal line for San Diego. Runs over his own man and gets it out to about the 23. Of course, Sunday night always begins the standing AFC AFL rivals.
Well, it looked going into this game, as depleted as the Chargers were, that they had to walk that 12-mile road to get anywhere close to a victory, and that they're in overtime with the Raiders in Oakland. It's a shock to everybody except maybe to that guy.
Been a remarkable job of coaching. Jesse Chapman is the running back, not Tomlinson. And it's a reverse. And Eric Parker gets a first down out across the 35-yard line. Parker was the leading receiver on the season for the wide receivers, with 11 used on the reverse.
Well, a good call here again by offensive coordinator Cam Cameron. Good blocking out in front that time, and Eric Parker. You know, if your receivers aren't that used to catching the football, utilize them in other ways. This is the second time we've seen Parker run reverse.
227 total yards rushing for the San Diego offense. The ever dangerous Dondre Gilliam in motion. This is Chapman on the pitch. There, good defense as Harris came over to finish the job.
Boy, and obviously I was wrong about LaDainian Tomlinson holding his helmet while the doctors were looking at him. He's on the bench and not in there with his offensive teammates in overtime. He's buckled up. Look, he looks ready to go.
Chapman with a loss of a yard on first down. Second year back from Eastern Washington. Undrafted pick a year ago. The shortest Charger at 5'8". Breeze. Almost intercepted. It was in the midst of Napoleon Harris. Right to him. Gilliam was the intended target, but Breeze was looking right, and Gilliam went left.
I don't know. It looked like he was expecting Gilliam to pull up his pattern based on the coverage. But whoa, look at that. That doesn't get a whole lot easier than that for a middle linebacker. Befuddled by the football.
3rd and 11. Tomlinson still on the bench. Down the middle and complete. And again, way off the mark was Breeze. He and his receiver, Kasim Osgood, not on the same page.
Oh, what a terrible time for the San Diego Chargers to lose the services of LaDainian Tomlinson.
Changes the game, doesn't it?
Doesn't it really?
As if they needed another injury. Philip Buchanan back at the 20-yard line. Darren Bennett. Wobbler, very short. Takes a time bounce for the Chargers inside the 20-yard line to the 18. 46-yard punt. And now the game in the hands of Rich Gannon and the Oakland offense.
David Binn actually tried to throw Buchanan back and made contact with the football. Watch David Binn here at number 50. Watch this. He tries to throw Philip Buchanan and make him touch the football. This is a whose job it is to be a long snapper.
Well, when
that was bizarre.
Well, your degrees from California in ecology and social systems, you'll learn a lot of tricks. He's thinking about any way to help his team. Here they go, the Raiders. Can they rally from 14 points down in the final 6 minutes? Charlie Garner. Out close to the 20-yard line. What's happening, Bonnie?
Well, Dick looked like Tomlinson was going to go back in. He was standing on the very edge of the bench area with his helmet on. He's got a left knee injury. He is now back on the table behind the bench. The trainers are looking at him, kind of doing range of motion. We don't have an official diagnosis yet, but of course we'll keep you posted.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Well, you're right, Bonnie. He faked me out there, standing there with his helmet, and the way he popped up and looked like he was on his way in.
Here's that empty backfield formation that helped the Raiders with those 2 touchdown drives in the 4th quarter, but they get Gannon to the Chargers as the arm of the law was DeQuincy Scott, who has a sack.
Working from a defensive tackle position, gets inside of Frank Middleton, actually splits the double team of Middleton and Barrett Robbins. Oh, that hurts when you got 2 guys blocking one, and he gets in there and gets the sack anyway.
3rd and 13. 6 defensive backs for the Chargers. And Gannon firing to the sideline and caught. What a catch! And a flag goes down. Tim Brown battling Quentin Jammer. Jammer. Offensive pass interference. Oh,
half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
They were hand checking along the sidelines, and usually that goes against the defense.
Well, it's Quentin Jammer, number 23. Man coverage all the way with Tim Brown. Brown sees the football, and he did shove him. He did push a little bit, although very subtly. You rarely ever see that call. Whoa! Receivers have been getting away with that since the dawn of time. That's a call that rarely gets called against an offensive player.
Jim Thorpe used to use that.
Oh, how about Michael Irvin?
In the end zone is Gannon. Gets away, then throws incomplete. Alvis Whitten. Marcellus Wiley putting the pressure on Gannon, so the Chargers and now the Raiders unable to move the ball in overtime.
And now San Diego, if they get any kind of a return at all, it's going to have some awfully good position. Marcellus Wiley almost gets Gannon. Again, Rich Gannon, this guy can be so elusive without going anywhere. We all know he can run, maybe not like he used to, but he's so slippery.
Leckler, who has really boomed some big ones, hits another one. This one not quite as deep to Park, and he is hit immediately downfield for the Raiders.
But what he did in fielding that football is he might have saved San Diego a whole bunch of yards.
Hamdi Asamoah, who was injured in the first half, comes back and makes a timing tackle on that punt return.
But credit Parker, that ball might have bounced another 15 yards. He took one for the team, and Tomlinson is back in the Charger lineup.
With the ball at the 42.
Boy, this is some football game we're watching here, Dick, but what's not to love about LaDainian Tomlinson?
Leading rusher, leading receiver, and he's matched Drew Brees in touchdown passes today.
He has he's earned his paycheck today regardless of the outcome of this game.
7 catches for 24, 27 rushes for 188, over 200 yards of production, plus a touchdown throw for the first San Diego score. Here he goes, looking for a block. There is none. They run him out of bounds for a loss at the 40-yard line. Terran Shaw quickly from the corner to deny.
No one ever said Marty Schottenheimer. First of all, he's a teacher, but he loves this game so much. Look at him trying to talk to his defense. He knows there's a good chance they're liable to get back out there again. Stay focused, stay concentrated.
Loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. Reverse to Parker. Well read by the rookie Tyler Brayton, the defensive end, #1 pick from Colorado.
Aren't reverses good-looking plays when they work? Drew Brees out front trying to make something happen here. He's trying to make a block, but he's not able. He's not able to get Tyler Brayton down on the ground.
So a loss of 1 on first down, 3-yard loss on that one. 3rd and 14. This crowd has gotten its money's worth. Flag down. Brees, desperation, throws it away.
Multiple flags down.
Holding against the Chargers.
Well, this will be declined, and the Chargers will punt.
Holding. Number 60 of the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Jason Ball, one of those undrafted free agents. Well, the Chargers have a ton of them on this roster. He's from New Hampshire and won a starting job a year ago at center. They feel he's going to give them a long career at that critical center spot.
Well, it's all a battle of field position now, and right now Marty Schottenheimer is hoping that Bennett can come through for the Chargers.
Billy Buchanan at the other end. High, beautiful spiral. Fair catch. He lets it go.
I'd say he did.
And the Chargers will let it roll dead at the 8-yard line. 53 yards. Punt by Darren Bennett, the Aussie. Remind you again, those of you tuning here tonight on CBS.
Well, Darren Bennett did his job there as he pinned the Raiders back inside their own 10-yard line, back at the 8. Well, that was a pressure punt.
Rich Gannon leaves Garner in the backfield with him this time. And the throw wide open is Jerry Rice, and Rice down the sidelines. He made the great move on the cornerback, sold the inside move, and that was Sammy Davis's replacement. Drayton Florence had got burned.
Well, Florence is trying everything to do to hold Rice, and the safety Kwame Lassiter, number 42, he gets over there way late.
Check, that was Kevin House now playing on that corner that took the bait.
But you can see that the safety's late getting over there, and Rich Gannon drops it right in between the corner and the safety.
Rice 7 catches, 126 yards. 9 on that one. Into the flat, complete to the tight end Jolly, and he struggles close to a first down at the 47 before Quentin Jammer can drag him down.
Here we are in this situation in overtime, and I know the Raiders offense has struggled, but Rich Gannon in control right now. And what a great job of selling a run block first by Doug Jolly, and then coming off and becoming a receiver. No way a defense isn't going to lose track of you when you still run like that. But look at the experience on this Raiders offense.
10 300-yard games a year ago, 2 against the Chargers, well over 300 again today. Gannon. Now Wheatley, and he has another first down, needed only a yard.
This is where that experience is supposed to really pay dividends.
Both teams exhausted at the pace of this game. Tied at 31, 8 minutes and 15 seconds in overtime. And unlike the shortened distance available to Marty Schottenheimer on a field goal, the Raiders have one of the longest legs in the league in Janikowski. 50 yards well in his range. So the 35-yard line is one of the goals of this Raider drive. Gannon wide open again. Jolly. Jammer with a good tackle. Denies forward progress, but it's still a 6-yard gain on first down.
That's all you need. Just little chunks at a time. But on first down, to pick up that kind of yardage is such a luxury in this situation. Now the Raiders are pretty much in a position they can do whatever they want to do offensively. 2nd and 4.
3 wides and Garner. To this side, wide open. It's Tim Brown again. First down at the 35-yard line, and they are in field goal range now.
Well, the Chargers come with the blitz. You see, there's the blitz up the middle. Tim Brown breaks off his pattern. Veteran quarterback finds a veteran receiver that saw the blitz, changed his pattern, and became a short target for his quarterback. I know it doesn't seem like much, Dick, but how many times do you see a quarterback throw the ball out there and the guy's 20 yards downfield because he wasn't even aware there was a blitz?
Now that's the underlining the veteran qualities of this Oakland team. Wheatley pushes the pile for 3 on first down. Let's go to New York and Jim Nantz.
All right,
Jim. Kansas City and Denver both start the year 4-0 here in the West, and the Raiders trying to deny a 1-3 start. We're certainly in deep trouble late in the 4th quarter, but here they are in position to win it in overtime. Toss to Garner. Breaks a tackle. Well, he ran hard, doesn't get the first down. Tackle at the 28. Zeke Moreno and others for San Diego. Should they not gain a yard on this play and go for a field goal, it would be a 45-yard attempt.
Well, you'd love to get off that dirt. If I was going to have Seabass kick a field goal, I'd like him to be off that dirt. Tough to plant, and it's hard to get it done off of that nasty old stuff.
Mason Brown to the right. And Gannon sidearms it, incomplete for Brown. Kevin House, good coverage for San Diego, the backup corner.
Well, sometimes you don't get what you want. Janikowski's going to have to kick off the dirt. Good coverage there by the Chargers.
7-yard field goals this year. Both were at Tennessee. They weren't off infield dirt, however.
Well, it's hard to get good traction on your lead foot on this dirt.
46 yards officially. It is good. What a comeback by the Oakland Raiders. With 5:59 left, they trailed by 14 points. Rich Gannon leads the Raiders to 2 touchdown drives in the final 6 minutes, and then this Janikowski 46-yard winner in overtime.
He hit that thing like he was kicking it off a tee. This thing would have been good from 15 more yards. He just drills that thing, and what a football game we just saw. Marty Schottenheimer has to be so proud of his Chargers football team and the way they fought today. But the Raiders did what they had to do. Hang in there at 2-2, even though the Chiefs and the Broncos are way out in front. And all that hurts.
A painful loss for Schottenheimer. His team so close to what would have been just an amazing win today, shorthanded as they were. But Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, veteran Rich Gannon at quarterback, they found a way against this young San Diego defense, and full credit, full high marks for LaDainian Tomlinson, but not quite enough. Stay tuned. 60 Minutes, Cold Case, the premiere, 12 Mile Road, starring Tom Selleck, the movie, ahead on CBS tonight. The final score, the Raiders 34, the Chargers 31 in overtime. What a game.